Hey there, Oz.
Hey there, Curtis.
Hey, what movie we watching this week?
This week we have a movie marriage of Hot Tub Time Machine,
Yep.
plus the Doublemint twins,
Yeah.
a little bit of Earth Girls Are Easy,
Okay.
set in a cabin in the woods,
Mm-hmm.
while featuring a wall of masks at Spencer Gifts. This week we're watching Friday the 13th, the final chapter.
Spencer Gifts.
I just remember whenever we would go to the mall in Galesburg, and this was before Spencer was like all naughty adult,
Yeah.
stuff. And
It's
so
just the back of the store.
yeah, so I would roam around, and they around the Halloween season would always have this giant wall of like latex masks,
Mm-hmm.
and I just remember just never trying them on, but just oohing and awing.
Yeah.
the way that people would like ooh and awe, like, oh, there's all the band T-shirts at
Yeah.
Hot Topic or whatever,
Uh-huh.
and I'm just like, oh, masks! Look at all of them. And so yeah, it was fun. So welcome back, listeners and viewers, to another week of Let's Talk About Flicks, the podcast where we take a monthly theme. This month is, gosh barn it,
Gosh, barn it.
movies with barns. I'm one of your hosts, Oz.
I am the other host, Curtis.
And before we get too far, we'll give a shout out to our Patreon subscribers: Don S, Aaron A, Mandy K, Melissa L, Colin K, Lyle M. Thank you one and all for your patronage.
Yes, thank you for tagging along, and thank you for celebrating barns with us.
Yes, right. Well, it's true. They are a rustic feature of the American Midwest.
They are. It's a defining trait of the Rust Belt America.
There we go. So also like, subscribe, and do all that stuff you're supposed to do. And check out the website, letstalkaboutflix.com, where we have a back catalog of all of our episodes, as well as blogs that we've been ignoring for a bit because it's that time of the
Because
year.
it's that time of the year in
we're
education.
busy. So
Yep.
Friday the 13th, the final chapter. It's
Yes.
part 4. It is a misleading title, as this is not the final chapter. There were
It's the final chapter for now.
yeah, there were 6 more movies and a remake
Uh-huh.
after the final chapter.
After the final chapter.
But this was intended to be the final one, as the producer, Frank Mancuso Jr., was like, I'm tired of making these crazy Friday films. I make a lot of money, though, so maybe I'll stick around for a little bit.
They do make a lot of money, so we'll just keep making more.
Yeah, I don't fault them. I
No.
mean, if you're
mean-
good at it and the time is right, just keep going.
40 years later, that's what Hollywood is still doing. As
Yes,
long as
they
people
are.
keep going, they're going to keep churning out sequels.
Yes, they will. So, Friday the 13th, the final chapter, part 4. Who's in this movie?
Yeah, we got a pretty big cast
Mm-hmm.
in this movie. We've got the Jarvis family. Again, kind of a different flavor. And you'll get into this more in a couple moments in the plot, but it's not just the Randy teens in this movie.
Yeah.
We have the family that lives next door to the Randy teens. We have the Jarvis family.
Yeah.
We have Trish, Tommy, and Tracy, who's the mom Jarvis.
Mama Jarvis.
Yeah, it's mom, single mom with her 2 kids.
It's like, whenever I hear single mom with kids, all I think about is the opening title song to that show Reba.
Most of your references come back to Reba McEntire.
They try to, yes.
Yeah.
It was a fun show. Jenny and I watched it quite a bit when it was on syndication, and we were like, "Oh, it's a fun little film." Or
Never got into Reba McEntire, although I appreciate, again, I saw it, I'm familiar enough with it that I get the bit.
Mm-hmm.
She's personable enough, she's telegenic enough. I could see why it worked.
Yeah. I think she's awesome in Tremors.
That's true. So we got the Jarvis family. We've got, and then we have, of course, the Randy teens. Again, you are much more familiar with this film and this franchise than I am. So I hope I get them all here. I'm literally just looking at the IMDb list right now. So we got Peter Barton as Doug.
He's out of here.
Doug. We got E. Eric Anderson as Rob. Oh, no, was he the other guy? I forget.
No, Rob was the just we'll get to the
I get the male name. Most of the guys in this movie don't matter.
It's Doug, Jimmy, and Ted.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's right. Ted. Yeah, there's Ted, who's again throwaway male character. Jimmy is Crispin Glover is just Jimmy. Really fun. Yeah. Okay. As I'm saying it, it's been a week since I watched it.
Yeah,
it was a first time watch for me.
Really?
Most of the male characters are pretty interchangeable, although again,
they always are.
Jimmy and Ted were fun. Crispin Glover is Jimmy. His best friend's Stoner Ted, played by Lawrence Mawson, and then there's there's Doug. Was Rob the camper guy?
Right. Yeah. This movie features 3 like non-playable character type teams.
Basically.
Just like, okay, I understand, I guess, why the Jarvis family's here. And I understand, I guess, why the 6 Randy teens are here.
Yeah.
But then we get 3 characters that just kind of shoehorn in.
Yeah. But there's Paul. I'm just literally going back to the plot, and I'm Wikipedia at this point. Paul's girlfriend Samantha,
Samantha played by Judy Aronson.
Yeah, Judy Aronson
from American Ninja fame.
That Judy Aronson, who we did cover a couple of years ago.
I like Judy Aronson.
Yeah, she's pretty. And we have Sarah, who's the the virgin of the group, because you have to have one of those. And
what's a boy?
There's a nurse. There's other characters.
You can't forget Tina and Terry.
There's Tina and Terry. I forgot. Yeah, the twins who were actually real life twins too.
Which there's a couple of scenes in here where I'm like, oh, girls are twin sisters.
Yeah, and they basically just spend the whole movie topless. And
as twin sisters.
Yeah,
like they're still like they dress alike. It's like we get it. You look identical. You don't have to dress identical.
You could have gone with the twins from The Great Outdoors.
I could have. I could have too. Yeah. Or the Grady twins from The Shining.
There you go.
That'd be a little more fitting. They end up full of blood too in this one.
The twins from The Great Outdoors were equally awful actors, like these two.
Yeah, these two were pretty bad.
Yeah,
you're right. Like it's just fodder.
Yeah, we got Ted White as Jason Voorhees. We got a nurse. We have doctor. That's whatever.
Yeah.
Did I miss anybody?
You did not. You really have the Jarvises. You've got the teens and the renters next door,
which include Crispin Glover, and then we got Jason
plus 3 extras and Jason.
Yeah,
pretty much. Yeah, that's it, and that's probably more time than the character list of these movies I've ever gotten.
Yeah.
So the plot of this movie.
My apologies to Peter Barton, actor Peter Barton, for getting your character mixed up.
Sorry, Peter.
And
Corey Feldman plays Tommy Jarvis in this.
Yes, that's I forgot to mention Corey Feldman. Corey Feldman is the youngest Jarvis sibling.
He very badly wants to be a Randy teen across
he
the
so
street.
Does. He's so bad. Really We'll get
into
that.
I'm going to. There's not a plot to this movie. There's not a plot to any of these. I will give at least like the original Friday the 13th had a plot. In terms of it was a whodunit kind of thing.
Yeah.
This movie is just the next in line of line them up and mow them down.
Yeah.
But what's interesting about this movie, and actually part 3 to a degree, is even though this is called Friday the 13th, this is really like Sunday the 15th. because
it takes place just a couple of days after chapter 3.
Yeah. So Friday the 13th part 2, and then like part 3 picks up right where part 2 leaves off, like literally like the next day. This literally picks up the same night as part 3 ends. As the movie kicks off with the murders of part 3, Jason is still dead in the barn, etc. And the police are there, the ambulance are there. Everybody's just cleaning up the murder scene. Don't know who called it in, but
somebody did.
Somebody called it in. We've got a helicopter overhead shining light down there. It's just everybody's cleaning stuff up.
Half the budget was in the first 2 minutes of this
movie.
It
really was, yeah. And then they all leave at the same time.
Yeah, at the exact same time. They all pull out at the exact same. I guess we're done here, boys. Let's head about. Last one of the Waffle House has the tab.
We catch Jason being delivered to the morgue.
Mm-hmm.
And this is where we meet Axel Burns, the coroner, who's played like any 80s Hollywood coroner of like, I'm totally comfortable around dead bodies. Like they're just they're part of the setting of my office.
Look at how comfortable I am. I set my bagel on top of this corpse.
Yeah, I put my sandwich right here so I could sign your orders. He's got a crush on Nurse, which I don't know. Nurses today don't wear like the candy striper type nurses outfits that, you know, have the zipper that goes all the way down to the navel.
Right down the front. Yeah.
Yeah. But, you know, he's got the sweets for her. And because she works nights, he's the only guy around. So when he's not smooching on her, he's watching aerobics. He likes the ladies.
Oh, he's professional pervert is kind of what it is implied here.
Nurse Morgan is, you know, they're making out, and you know what? That's all Jason needed.
Yep.
Jason just needed the threat of premarital sex to come back to life,
to reanimate his corpse.
I am ending this. Like Jason stands for abstinence. He's a Christian.
That should be the bumper sticker.
He's a Christian Jason.
Abstinence now, says Jason Voorhees.
Most people think WWJD stands for what would Jesus do. It's what would Jason do.
Yeah, it's what would Jason do.
Yeah. So he comes back to life and he cuts the coroner's throat with a hacksaw and spins his head around.
That was fun. I like that.
By the way, Tom Savini is in charge of the special effects for this,
which makes complete sense.
Yeah. Spins his head around. Nurse Morgan is retrieving medicine or whatever, and Jason sneaks up on her. He guts her with a scalpel. And that's it. Jason's back.
He's back.
And just like how Michael Myers knows his way to Haddonfield from no matter where he's at, Jason knows his way back to the woods. Like he walks because that's what he does.
That's what he does. He just lumbers along.
So the next day, so I guess now it's Monday the 16th.
If you're keeping score.
Right, if you got your calendar out. We meet the Jarvis family. We meet Trish and Mom jogging through the woods.
That's the impression I got. They're jogging through this trail,
but they're jogging slow enough and at a slow enough pace that they could still have a conversation.
Yeah, and that the camera guy in front can keep up.
Yeah, he can keep up too. So they're just talking about mom and daughter things, about how lonely they all are in the woods, and how, you know, mom and dad are separated, and we all just stay with mom, and we're just so bored in the woods. Luckily,
too bad we live in this vulnerable remote location.
Right. Too bad we live in the middle of the woods with a house directly across the road.
Yeah.
And mom reveals, well, I heard that there's 6 teenagers renting out the house across the way.
That's little known fact. Airbnb got its business model from this movie.
I that's what I heard. I would like to think that Mama Jarvis is the real estate owner, because how would she know that 6 teenagers are renting the place across the way? I don't know. So she's excited. Then we cut to these 6 teens, which is Paul, his girlfriend Samantha, which they're an item.
Yeah.
The virgin Sarah, which she might as well wear a shirt that says "I'm a virgin," because she oversells her character so much that she's almost like, what's a kiss? I've never heard of kissing. What is this kiss? Like, she's so understandably willing, yet also anxious and nervous, that it just, even Sam's like, it's not that hard. Like, you just do what you do. And she's like, but I'm new to this Earth Girl thing.
Tell me more about this thing you call love.
Her boyfriend Doug, and then we get Jimmy and Ted, which I don't really know why Jimmy and Ted are here.
They're fun though.
They are fun. They are arguably my favorite duo in the movie.
Yeah, you typically don't get characters like the stoner guy, yes, but the awkward guy is usually cannon fodder right away. But it's a fun dynamic between these two.
And I'd mentioned a little bit last week that I feel that by the time we hit part 4 of this series, I completely understand where we're at a point where, like, oh God, it's just another movie that we're were killing kids.
Mhm.
So I really felt like they gave themselves a little bit more to do with the
Yeah.
script. Like very brief history. Part 1, it's not even Jason. Spoiler alert. Part 2, it is Jason, but he has no hockey mask. Part 3, they shoot in like crazy 3D, and he gets his hockey mask. So it's
he kills Ray Bork and takes his mask.
So it's like we've established who Jason is from parts 2, 3, and now we're at part 4.
Yeah.
But it's one of those like, okay, people are still going to fill the seats, but what are we doing different with this one?
Yeah.
And I really felt that what they did different with this one was give us the Jarvis family, not just the final girl who happens to hold out, but actually a family unit that we care about. These people live in the woods.
Yeah.
They just
and a functioning family unit.
Yeah, exactly. They get along well. They love each other. They care about
good
each other.
Relationships. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's where I feel like this movie really gave itself a little bit of difference from the rest of the series is we're not just lining up a bunch of teens to get murdered.
Yeah. It's not just horny meat wagon.
Yeah. Yeah. And so they've got 2 houses here, the Jarvises and then this rental house. And it's like, whatever goes on at the rental house is fine as long as it doesn't go across the street to the Jarvises.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is so stupid. The group, the 6 of them, they stop just along the road. No reason why. Just to show Pamela Voorhees' tombstone 4 feet from the edge of the highway.
It's an interesting place to put a grave.
Yeah, it's a fresh one too.
Yeah.
Despite supposedly if Jason came out of the water at age 10 or whatever in part 1, then he's a full-grown dude here. Like, I don't know how much later this is from the first Friday the 13th movie.
Yeah.
But Pamela Voorhees' tombstone is just several feet and nobody mentions it.
Maybe Jason got bigged, like for the movie Big.
Probably.
He went to the Zoltar machine.
Yeah. He's like, he got jacked is what it was. Like that Robin Williams movie. There's just a grown child. But no, it's just like the pull off to the side of the road to show Pamela Voorhees' tombstone and nobody makes a reference, which on one hand is kind of, why'd you even put the scene in there?
Yeah.
Other than just to show it. But 2, it does provide that outside, and I forgot to mention this, outside of like the first 5 minutes of previously on Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
Where they're just showing clips of parts 1, 2, and 3. The sitting by the fireside talk that they're showing here was from the first half of part 2. So I thought that was goofy too, as the guy who's telling the fireside story about Jason Voorhees is being interspliced with later footage from part 2.
Yeah.
People that we see sitting by the fire, we see getting murdered as the, it's like, is it foreshadowing? Is it a flashback? I'm confused.
Well, it's the second straight week we've made this reference, but it's the space ball. You're in the now.
Exactly. And so what I did like about it, again, with the, let's do something a little different, is there isn't any lore of Jason. We know about him as the audience, but there's no legacy. There's no, I know these woods. There's no exposition
in canon lore.
Yeah. And
do you remember that guy, Jason?
Yeah. Oh, that's Pamela Voorhees' headstone. Let me tell you about her son. None of that. And so I really liked that. I'm gonna kind of flip, even though I think that tombstone scene is pointless. I will flip a little bit that by pulling up next to it and nobody making reference to it establishes these characters have no idea what they're in for.
Yeah.
Which is kind of fun. So they pull into the rental house. Like I said, there's Trish, there's Tommy. Tommy he's a nerd. Yeah. He sits and he plays video games and he makes latex masks, and his mom and his sister love him for it. And he's living his best life.
Yeah. Good for his mom and sister.
Yeah.
For accepting Tommy's quirks
and he's good at what he's nerdy at.
Yeah.
And they got the family dog Gordon. Can't forget Gordon. Gordon.
This movie was a semi-autobiographical account of Tom Savini's childhood. I can see him just making latex masks for fun.
Oh, absolutely.
At the age of 12.
Yeah, that's that's probably not a stretch, honestly. And then we've established the Jarvises, we've established these 6, and then it really just kind of sets. It's like it just sets the table. Going for a walk the next day. Tommy and Trish meet Tina and Terry, twin sisters. Why are they riding their bikes through random woods? Don't know.
Who cares?
Doesn't matter. No, it wasn't Tommy and Trish. It was the Randy teens. They're headed to go swimming. We're going to go swimming. And then here come two identical twins in identical clothing on identical 10 speeds, just riding down the bike path. And they're like, hey, you want to go skinny dipping with us? And the girl's like, of course we do.
Yeah. Why else do you think we went out for this bike ride?
Yeah, so we were actually on our way to go skinny dipping. Fancy meeting you here. So naturally, they're out in the middle of the woods where every giant tree has a rope hanging from it so they can swing into the water.
It was the worst rope swing into the water ever. They're all dragging their knees as they get into the water.
Just dragging their cracks right there on the rocks.
That's actually how they got naked. They didn't intend to skinny dip, but when they were swinging into the water, they just kept dragging at the ground and just pulled their swimming garments off.
Just hit the rocks, just shredded their shorts.
There's just nothing left.
But they just the girls actually were the front runners. So they're like, everybody just take your bikinis off.
Just take your clothes off and get in the water.
So they do. And then come Trish and Tommy, which Tommy sees what's going on because the Tina and Terry do synchronized diving and Tommy gets a view of the backside and he gets all 12-year-old boy. Oh boy, girls, look at me. Trish is we came upon the scene of a grisly accident. It was a night just like tonight kind of thing.
Worst accident I ever saw.
She's flipping him around. Tommy, you cannot see this. Which she's like, I just want to see it even more.
Yeah. Quit looking at boobies.
And all the teens are just like, Trish, come on in.
Yeah.
You're overdressed, but
just leave your 12-year-old brother there on the shore.
Yeah,
he's facing frolic around.
He's facing the other way. It's fine. Come on in. And naturally, we're good. Sorry, I'm a little overdressed. And look, we're having a party tonight. Come on over. So Trish and Tommy then get in the car to drive somewhere. Don't know. I'm assuming if you just put together the chronology of things, I'm assuming that Tommy and Trish went for a drive just to go check out the pond. Realized, oops, bunch of nudes. Let's go back.
Yeah.
We did see on the teens' way to the house, they passed a hitchhiker. And they didn't pick her up. And so Jason killed her.
Yeah. Just cannon fodder.
Yeah.
That was an poor hitchhiker.
Yeah.
She's just trying to thumb a ride somewhere.
Canada or bust. And they're like, no.
No.
Actually, it was it's not Tommy. I get their names mixed up.
Is it Jimmy? Or Ted?
It was Tommy. No, not Ted. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was Ted that yells. All he yelled at her was, "You got a sister." That's it. They drive by. She's a little overweight, but they did that to her, the character. She didn't have that, made no difference to it. She's hitchhiking for Canada. They ignore her and drive by. Ted yells out the back window, "Hey, do you have a sister?" She turns her sign around. It says F off or F you. And then she flips them off. A real sore subject with this lady, I guess.
I do have a sister.
And
we're estranged.
It's a real sensitive topic. So she pulls out a banana and starts eating it. And Jason stabs her through the throat and she squeezes her banana and dies. It's just it. But to be fair, we haven't seen Jason kill anybody in a few minutes. Yeah. And so it's we had to remind everybody he's still here.
And that he kills people because that's what Jason does.
So Trish and Tommy are headed home. The car breaks down. I don't know why. It doesn't matter.
Just does. That's what happens in these movies.
Tommy, 12-year-old Tommy or 10-year-old Tommy or whatever says, pop the hood. And he's just looking at things under the hood.
Tommy's ASC certified. He can...
He's a master mechanic.
He is.
But he's just looking around, just and then he's like, pop the trunk. Like, I need a screwdriver. So he goes to see if there's a screwdriver. Comes back up front, and there's Rob Dyer. There he is. Again, I'm just out hiking, and you guys are here. So hi.
I'm hunting for bears.
That's right. I'm hunting for bears. Reaching Tommy, who's also National Geographic certified.
Yeah.
Like, there's no bears up here. My grandpa's David Attenborough. I know better. And so he takes a knife out of his boot and like flips the celluloid or solenoid or whatever, and voila, the car starts.
Yeah.
So Trish is now hot for Rob because you fixed my car.
Yeah.
I'm glad he fixed it, because had Tommy fixed it, that would have been really awkward.
I'm into anybody that can start this car.
I love
Rev my engine.
That's right. So what do? They do what any sensible person would do. They ask a hiker if he needs a ride.
Mm-hmm.
He's clearly hiking in the woods. You need a ride, and then take him home. Just take this random stranger
home to mom.
Where Tommy then drags Rob upstairs to show him his monster masks, and Rob's gonna go camping. Don't think about it. Like, just watch it and be like, okay, beat by beat by beat. Everything makes a little bit of sense, and that we have to introduce characters somehow.
Somehow, yes.
But don't give it any more thought as to why.
No.
Yeah, not worth it.
Mm-mm.
So later that night, the party begins. We get a fun bit as, of course, Sam and Paul are together.
Mm-hmm.
Doug and Sarah are together. And we got, like you said, Jimmy and Ted.
Jimmy and Ted. Poor Jimmy and Ted.
Tina and Terry.
Yeah.
Jimmy,
the love quadrangle of Ted, Jimmy, and the twins.
Jimmy turns on some like super aggressive metal music and then goes ask Tina if she wants to dance, which she's like, sure. And then Crispin Glover unleashes meme. He
Crispin Glover's all over the place.
Yeah, yes. He just provides a GIF way before GIFs were GIFs of just insane nonsensical dance moves.
Yeah.
I think this is probably what Neo would have looked like if he were practicing all of the martial arts that were being downloaded into his head.
Just at once.
Instead of lying on the table and just flinching as he's getting them all.
Yeah.
If they were acted out, it would look like Crispin Glover dancing in this scene. So Sam gets upset because Paul temporarily forgets who his girlfriend is.
Yeah, and just starts flirting with one of the twins.
Tina comes up and takes Paul, can I have this dance? And takes his hat off his head.
Okay.
And Sam's like, Paul, I'm like, dude, that's Judy Aronson. What are you doing, Paul?
Yeah.
So she does what any sensible person would do. Well, better go skinny dip by myself then.
Well, I'm going to go solo dipping.
That's right. So she goes out by the waterfront, and it's kind of foggy because there's a mist.
Of course it is.
And she takes her cameras off right there in front of the cameraman. And then just keeps going, Paul? Paul?
Yeah, she hears a rustling.
Yeah. Paul? Oh, well, it's not Paul. I'm going to swim out to that raft that's just floating in the middle of the lake.
It's just floating right there.
Stationary, in place. And she climbs into it, and she's just going to chill. And she gets Jasoned.
Yeah.
Yeah, he impales her from under the raft. She does, for as pretty as Judy Aronson is, her death face is not she's just kind of but she's a goner. Paul then has a change of heart.
another Spaceballs reference. You are ugly when you're angry. You are ugly when you're getting stabbed in the belly through a raft.
She was. About that time that she gets murdered on raft, Paul comes to his senses and he's like, what am I doing? I have to go find
Judy Aronson.
I gotta go find Judy Aronson. I smell that she's naked. I should probably head after her. So he goes out looking after her, and he gets harpooned in the crotch.
Yep. I actually had to wind it back to make sure I saw what I thought I saw.
Yeah. Well, Jason was upset. It's like, Paul, you have a girlfriend. Don't cheat. Jason stands for, he's a good guy.
Strong morals, that Jason.
Very strong Christian moral values.
Harpoon to the groin will teach you otherwise.
That'll get you. Tina, who was just like left by Paul, hangs around. Terry decides, I'm going to leave the party early. And tells Tina, I'm out of here. Yeah. Because really the only one paying Terry any attention is Ted. And Ted, he gives Jimmy a hard time. I'm not going to repeat what he calls him for a very large portion of the movie. Yeah. Basically ridicule him for being bad in bed. But Ted at no point proves that he's any better with the ladies. Yeah. He just gives Jimmy a hard time. Jimmy had a girlfriend and they broke up, and Ted's writing him about it.
Yeah, there's no implication that Ted has girlfriend or had a girlfriend at any point.
So Ted's the only one. He keeps calling himself Teddy Bear, which would be a huge turnoff, I believe. So Terry leaves the party early because she just doesn't want anything to do with Ted. Tells Tina she's going.
Do you blame her?
I don't blame her, no. Jason does her a huge favor and stabs her with a spear before she can get to her bike.
That just puts her out of her misery.
Right. Next door, because again, let's not forget the Jarvis family is here. And I like the interspersing because we have two households.
Yes.
Up until this, all the Friday stuff is basically this like death wake of wherever Jason goes, but nobody knows each other. It's just murder, murder, murder.
Murder.
It's like here at least we have like the party and we have the Jarvises.
Yeah.
So Mrs. Jarvis comes home and the power's out. Okay. So she goes looking for the kids and Gordon, and she's killed off screen. Kind of lame.
It is pretty lame. She deserved more.
Yeah. Well, if only because horror movies, I'm sure, have established to the point that at this point by 84, if you don't see them die, are they really dead?
Yeah.
And so there's no doubt that Jason has killed everybody we've seen him with. Like, there's no doubt. Spinning their head around, gutting them.
Yeah,
there's no doubt.
What's different with her? Is it because she's a sympathetic, relatable character?
Possibly.
Like she deserves, so therefore she gets an off-screen death.
Yeah,
you don't watch her suffer.
Yeah, like she quote unquote hasn't done anything wrong, but it's misleading because we assume she's killed off screen, but they don't show it, and so we're just honestly. I remember the first couple times I saw this, you're just kind of left with that. You're waiting for her to come back.
Yeah.
Because she shouldn't be gone other than just being there. So I don't know where Trish and Tommy were. They never talk about where they were. But they come back and they realize Mom's missing. Well, Mom realized they were missing. So Trish goes to look for Mom and comes across a tent, a campsite, which obviously Mom must be here.
Yeah, she has to be there. Where else would Mom be other than camping 100 feet from her house?
Right. So she actually comes across Rob's campsite. So it's like we swapped. If anything, we upgraded Mom to Rob. Like at least Rob could physically do something more capable. Like he could knife start a car. And
Rob didn't leave their property to pitch his tent.
No. So Rob's just kind of also next door.
Basically.
Well, this is about the only exposition in the movie we get. Because like I mentioned earlier, none of our new characters, the Jarvises or the teens, have any idea who Jason is.
Yeah.
Well, Rob becomes that character for us.
Sure.
He explains that my sister, Sandy, who was killed by Jason in a previous, assuming, I'm out avenging her death. She was murdered by Jason. Jason's still alive. Here's the newspaper clippings to prove it.
Yeah.
And I've come to Crystal Lake to avenge her death. So so Trish hears all this and then suddenly goes, Tommy. I remember I have a brother.
It's a good thing Rob made it there before the authorities did.
Yes. Yeah. He didn't do any cleanup at the end of
No. They're all still full from the Waffle House.
Right. And so we now have got Trish and Rob headed back home to save Tommy. Back to the twins. Jimmy's a happy guy now. Again, Terry left and was murdered. Tina, who was stilted by Paul, and also ignored Ted's advances, has found herself in the arms of Jimmy.
The loving, tender arms of Crispin Glover.
And upstairs they go, and I'm assuming love they make. They don't show it, which is fine. I don't need to see it.
He seemed happy with his performance.
He comes downstairs very satisfied because there's nothing more emotional and connecting than to, right at the end and post-coitus, to go downstairs and brag to your friends.
Hey, everybody, guess what happened to me?
It's like that. It's like that Lonely Island Akon song. So yeah, he could be upstairs cuddling with her, romancing, etc. Nope. Like, I'm gonna get dressed. I gotta go downstairs and tell Ted what's happening.
Yeah, it's not real until I tell Ted.
Right. So he goes downstairs to get a bottle of wine. I guess he kind of was romancing a little bit. He goes down to get some wine, and he gets stabbed in the back of a hand because he can't. It's fun. He can't find the cork remover, the corkscrew. Yeah, so he's digging around for the corkscrew. Finally, turns and yells, "Hey, where's the corkscrew?" As Jason plunges it into the back of his hand, pinning his hand to the counter.
Yeah, no verbal response either. He doesn't yell or scream or anything.
Turns around and gets a meat cleaver right to the face.
Pretty cool shot.
It was pretty cool. Like, Crispin Glover was done right.
Yeah.
Tina, who's now bored because she's waiting for her wine and her man, looks out the window and sees Terry's bike is still there. It's only because there's two. They drive identical bikes.
Just rode tandem bikes.
Yeah, they could have. That would have been cool. So she sees that Terry's bike is still there. And before she could react, Jason bursts through the upstairs window and throws her from inside of the house, outside of the house, to where she lands, crashing on top of a car and dying. Yeah. The same Jason,
as the kids say these days, he yeets her out.
That's true. She's been yeeted from the window.
She's been yeeted.
This is the same Jason that just moments earlier was downstairs in the kitchen, corkscrew in Jimmy's hand.
Yeah,
he's now upstairs, throwing Terry out the window, or Tina.
Now he's yeeting.
That's right. Oh, so again, don't overthink it.
Nope.
While all of this murder's going on, Ted is given up on women that are currently here, and he's found a bunch of stag films
on a reel-to-reel,
old-timey pornography. And he sets up a film projector, and he's smoking weed and watching stag films. And I take that back. I say old-timey porn. That's being generous with what this is.
Yes.
This is just old, like, turn of the century lady with shirt off. Like,
yeah, basically.
Yeah. And he's just loving it, though. Teddy bears, and he's in good company.
He was test footage from Metropolis.
Yeah, exactly. I was trying to think of another one movie. Yeah, drew a blank. I was there, and then it just vanished.
Yeah.
And so then it's almost like the film gets cut because it goes like to where it's just flipping white, and instead of checking the projector where the image is coming from, he inches himself closer to the projector screen to see where the image went.
It's in here somewhere.
Where'd it go? And in doing so, Jason, who is no longer upstairs outside, he's now in the house behind the projector screen.
Yes.
Stabs him in the head with a kitchen knife from the other side. Then Jason goes back upstairs because Sarah is no longer a virgin. Milestone for Sarah.
Yeah. Jason sniffed it out.
Worst thing you could have done. That's why he didn't kill them when he was already upstairs. They hadn't done anything yet. It was, he's like just about ready to knock. He's like, well, no.
And for my third Spaceballs reference, maybe Jason has a virginal arm. That's like Dot Matrix does.
That's true.
But it just goes, it's the other way though.
That's right.
It's supposed when someone's in danger of no longer being a virgin, it's after it's happened. And, ooh.
Yeah. It's an immediate, it's like the alarm went off. I like that. That's a good Spaceballs reference. So Doug and Sarah have just finished up. They were in the shower. That's probably why it hid, like the shower kept the scent from getting to Jason.
That's what it was. It's the science of the shower.
So Sarah leaves and she's doing she overacts so much. Yeah. But it's that like, this is what I think someone who just lost their virginity would act like. Mm-hmm. So it's a lot of brushing my hair and being like, I think I'm in love. Like, you're not.
No, you're not, honey.
It's okay. So Doug is still in the shower and Jason just goes in and crushes his head against the shower.
Another pretty cool kill scene.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. You're dead now. Yeah. And then Sarah wanders back into the bathroom because again, she's in love, and I need to show Doug. Well, she finds Doug's body, and obviously is very upset and screams. And Jason meets her with a double-headed axe in the chest. Like,
yeah, he does.
That he just had, like, Jason's inventory is that of like a video game character.
Yeah,
like he has a carry weight. But other than that, he carries so much. I have so many weapons at my disposal. So we're done with all the teens.
Yeah, they're gone. They're all gone.
They're all done. We are now left with Trish, Rob, and Gordon, who, because Mom is still missing, they decide to go next door to investigate because maybe Mom went partying, maybe she went skinny dipping. Who knows?
Maybe she did. Rob's with them too.
That's true. And they discover all these dead bodies.
Yeah.
Gordon takes off, and like a true tight-knit family, you got to go after the dog.
Yeah.
Like, we will put ourselves in peril in order to save the family dog. So Rob's downstairs checking things out. Gordon takes off. Rob is downstairs. Jason comes out of the shadows, kills Rob. Mm-hmm. And that's one that I won't say you didn't see coming, but that was kind of a like, Rob was like the muscle left over and he's gone. Yeah. It's Trish and Tommy.
You definitely hear Rob getting killed.
Yes, you hear Rob getting killed.
Rob makes sure that everyone knows exactly what's happening as he's narrating his own death.
It is funny. I forgot that
he's killing me.
Bring that boom mic a little closer. Trish runs home to get Rob's machete, and basically she and Tommy are like, home. We gotta protect this house. Like, barricade the house.
Start home aloneing everything.
Yeah, barricade this house of windows. And because we have to, Jason walks through the door.
He just walks.
It just
explodes not through the doorway, through the door.
Yeah. This door just explodes in his path. And he chases him into Tommy's room.
Yeah.
Upstairs, but whatever. Trish gets out of the house and lures Jason out of the house. So Jason's following her because she's a teen and teens have to die. That's how Jason works. I don't think you've had premarital sex yet, but I'm on a roll. Let's just go ahead and take care of this while I'm here. 2 for 1. So Trish again lures Jason out of the house, escapes, and of course she told Tommy basically, "I'm going to run, you run away. Like let's go different directions.
Run into the woods. Yeah,
I'm going to do this to save you." She gets back. Tommy didn't leave, and so now she's like, "I just wasted all that time trying to save you, and you're still here, you idiot."
Come on, Tommy.
She develops a sense of echolocation, apparently. As she detects Jason is behind her, she just feels him there. and she tries to
all those clicking noises she was making.
Yeah. She still has Rob's machete, so she's trying to fight him off. She's trying to fight Jason off. Shocker, she's overpowered. Tommy has an idea because again, he's seen Rob's like newspaper articles. So he goes upstairs and he has an idea. While my sister is trying to machete fight Jason Voorhees and stay alive, I'm going to go ahead and try to make myself look like this artist's interpretation of what Jason might have looked like as a youth.
I'm just going to shave my head.
I'm going to shave my head. He does not have short hair to begin with. As a person who you could tell visually if you're watching, I shave my head on a very regular basis. It still takes me, with short, like non-existent hair, just to get it back to skin level. It takes me 5 to 7 minutes to shave my head. If I've let it grow for a week, up it to 10. Tommy has a head full of 10-year-old hair. He looks like he's never had a haircut in his life.
He's got quite a mane.
He does not have clippers. He has scissors and a Bic.
Somebody taught him how to shave.
Yeah, that too. He shaves his head so fast that Trish is still holding her own against Jason Voorhees while he completely alters his appearance. Basically, he disguises himself to look like Jason as a child and distracts Jason enough. He kind of gets this like confused dog look that Trish comes up and tries to hit him in the head with the machete. All she does is knock off his mask. We get ugly Jason. Jason turns around to look at Trish. Trish just basically goes into shock because she's never seen anything as ugly as Jason Voorhees. To where Tommy picks up the machete and buries it in Jason's skull. Buries it into the side of Jason's head. Jason then falls forward, and you get probably one of the most iconic images from the entire catalog of these films, as he falls on the hilt of the machete as Jason falls down, and his head just slides down the blade.
Yeah, the weight of his head and his neck just forces it up through his head.
As his opposite eye is still looking around and twitching. And so they're kind of looking at each other. Tommy, are you okay? They're hugging each other. Tommy catches Jason's fingers slightly tingling out of the corner of his eye, grabs the machete, and just continues hacking at his body, yelling, "Die, die, die."
Yeah, he really really lays into the remains of Jason's corpse there.
So fast forward to the hospital. Tommy visits
Tommy.
That's what Tommy's short for. It's not Thomas in this one.
It's not Tommy. It's Tommy. It's an old family name.
Tommy Jarvis. Trish, and this is a hospital that really takes pride in conserving electricity because they leave all
it's very dim lighting.
They leave all the lights off. Trish is in bed and Tommy comes to the door. Of course, Tommy is still looking like a young Jason. So we get this brief moment of like, is he crazy?
Mm-hmm.
Like, as he's halted, and then he rushes and they embrace and they hug or whatever. And we get like an end of Thriller moment. I could have put that in my movie Marriage. where they're hugging or whatever. And then he opens his eyes, looks into camera, freeze frame, as we have him just staring ominously to where like, oh no.
What happened to Tommy?
Is the spirit of Jason passed on to Tommy Jarvis?
Tommy Jarvis.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is Friday the 13th, the final chapter, part 4 in a 11-part series. The final one, though.
So. While you were finishing up, Patreon subscriber Melissa L. And my daughter just got back from the Girl Scout sock hop they're at, so I have some new flashy bling.
Look at that bling!
That's I know,
nice
right?
Bling.
All right, folks. Well, every week, Oz and I, we give our own unique rating to the film we've been yapping about. In this case, Friday the 13th, the final, not so much, but the final quote unquote chapter. Oz, how would you rate this flick?
I'm giving this 6 head machetes.
6 head machetes.
Yep.
I like it.
What are you giving it?
I'll go with, let's go with 57 Crispin Glovers.
Okay.
Why not? Keep it simple for you this week. Folks, Oz and I take great pride in scouring the interwebs, searching for unprofessional reviews that tickle our funny bones, and we hope they tickle yours as well in this week's edition of Outside Insight. Oz, my friend, you told me before you have quite a doozy of an Outside Insight this week. I am quite curious as to what you're bringing to the table.
It is a little long, but I'll read quickly. And I'll cover up language as we go. This is a 5-star review on Letterboxd.
5 stars.
Left 3 days ago.
3 days ago. Quite
3 days
recent,
ago.
Yes.
Already has 22 comments and 42 likes.
Okay.
This is from poor old Mage. Decided to throw this on last night while setting up the parts 4 and 7 dollies I picked up yesterday and overhauling my shelf. Check out the new look in my profile pic, which it is there. The way I see it, I worked my butt off last year doing 2 jobs and mostly denying myself any luxuries. I didn't and still don't smoke or drink or do any drugs. I work out 5 days a week at least and spend tons of quality time with my kids. I rarely go out to eat or splurge on sugary treat foods. I wasn't going out to the movie theater ever and even quit diet soda once and for all in 2025. My reward in 2026 for all that deprivation and hard work was my family being struck by a devastating illness, my home state of Minnesota being laid siege by masked goons who killed fellow citizens with impunity and who will never receive justice, and the president cavalierly grifting billions while starting World War III in Iran, which will result in at best a global depression and at worst civilizational annihilation. So my motto this year has become, F it. If I want a dolly on my shelf from a favorite slasher movie, F it. I'm GD well gonna get it. If I want to go see Lee Cronin's The Mummy or Gavin Pollone's Psycho Killer or whatever in theaters, I'm going to do it. If my vaunted father figure, Tim Apple, sees fit to put on a massive $5 horror sale, I'm going to go hog wild picking up tons of movies from my already ludicrous iTunes movie library. Posing Kane Hodder's Part 7 zombie Jason with this preposterous lawn maintenance equipment murder weapon while Ted White was on screen throwing a double mint twin out a window in slow motion brought me peace and happiness down to my man cave home theater last night to a degree I haven't felt in months. Ted White is, as I said in a combo with Gar Bear last night, G.O.D., a full decade older than I am now when he inhabited Jason for Joe Zito back in '84, and probably the most intimidating man to ever don the hawk. I go back and forth between Ted and Dirty Dick Brooker as my favorite Jason, and I have to concede it's impossible to definitively decide. It boils down to whichever film I happen to be watching. This film for sure has my favorite hands-on Jason, with White's impossibly meaty mitts augmented with disturbingly long and thick fingernails. Check him out when he lifts up the nurse at the morgue early on. So sick. Even from just now mentioning that kill, I already want to watch this again. Friday the 13th, 3 and 4 are escapes from the misery and drudgery of reality. Narratively formless time machines back to an era where all that mattered was getting laid and getting killed. Scoring some weed and taking a meat cleaver to the face while your hand is affixed to a countertop by that fancy corkscrew. Last night, while watching this extremely truncated Savini kills, I kept thinking how much I prefer them to the unflinching gaze of Leone's savagery in the Terrifier films. I don't want to stare at rubber being ripped apart for minutes on end. It all starts to feel so fake and forced, lifeless. The jolt of an early Jason or Myers kill is where it's at. The energy rush of a blink and you'll miss it knife or arrow poking through your flesh. The business end of a claw hammer thunderously crashing down on a cop's cranium. There's something so much more satisfying, visceral about that approach. Sorry, I'm going on so long. I try not to do that much anymore with my reviews, but I just feel so content and happy thinking on this movie and the franchise. I want to keep this feeling alive by writing about it. I'll wrap it up. Let me conclude by saying that these films might have begun life as cynical exploitation of teen audiences by an embarrassed studio holding its nose while counting up opening weekend profits. But over time, these films have transcended not only their status as cash cows for greedy executives, but even the notions and trappings of art itself. These films are alive within the hearts of their fans. This party at the house across from the Jarvises is going on forever. These films' climactic rainstorm will perpetually fall, and the lightning will forever be crashing as all 6'4" of Ted White bursts through the door. Friday the 13th, the final chapter, is as immortal as its central antagonist. Lastly, I spotted a Ram Man doll bobbing around on Tommy's shelf as Trish half-butted moves it in front of the door for a paltry barricade. I had that doll as a kid in the 80s, and I have Ted White on my shelf. Everything must be falling apart, and capitalism might well be the original sin of Western existence. But at the very least, I can own my dreams and nightmares in gloriously sculpted miniature. I'll take what I can get.
Wow.
I told you it was long.
That was like a manifesto.
Yeah, I told you it was long, but as I'm reading, I'm like, I don't know where to cut this off. Like,
yeah,
it's, I felt like it was a well-written review. Like,
yeah.
Good for him. You can tell it wasn't just, let me tell you what my thought is.
It's a cry for help in some ways.
In some ways, he's having a rough time, but he's got that.
He's got Friday the 13th part 4
He's got part 4 and 7 dollies on his shelf.
Yep.
What's your outside insight?
My outside insight, as always, following that up, comes from the Internet Movie Database. This week I got a 3 out of 10. Left in March of 2014 by Jesse Gehrig. I'm assuming that's a distant relative of Lou.
It has to be.
With the subject line, Carry the Zero is an awesome Built to Spill song. I'm just saying that. It has nothing to do with these crap movies.
It's fair enough.
So that's the subject line. It is a great song, by the way. And then he goes on. Yes, it's the best of all the Friday the 13th movies. And no, that's not saying very much. It's the same movie. They made it 11 times. And this one out of that bunch happens to be the one that's slightly better than all the rest. If you're the king of the feces people, does being king in any way make you better than them? It really doesn't. If you think about it.
If you think about it. That's good.
Yeah, I just liked it because of the Built to Spill reference.
That's a good reference.
Yeah. All right, folks, it's that point in the show you've all been waiting for. The Let's Talk About Flicks signature segment, the 3, 2, 1, in which Oz and I each share 3 goods, 2 bads, and 1 about this week's movie, Friday the 13th, the final chapter. Oz, what are your 3 goods?
I'd mentioned it before, and I'll just come full circle with it. I really felt the producers tried for this one.
Yeah.
They easily could have just cut and pasted everything they did before. They didn't lose what makes these movies what they are, with just the extreme violence and but I felt that they really were trying to make a film. Like, what can we do to separate this from all, because let's not kid ourselves, the early 80s were flooded with Halloween and Friday the 13th ripoffs.
Yeah.
And so not only were they competing against themselves, but they also were competing against all the offspring that they created. And so I think the producers really, really tried on this one, which is important for a part 4. 2, those Savini effects. That it's just, we were spoiled with Stan Winston, Rick Baker, Tom Savini, like those movies coming out in our formidable years.
Yeah.
We were very much spoiled by what good practical horror effects, sci-fi effects look like.
Yeah, agreed.
And so I'm got to give credit where credit is due. And third, Crispin Glover's dance moves. You could tell that was not choreographed. That was
that was far from it.
That was put music on and you go be you. And
just flail those limbs.
Crispin Glover, I don't know a whole lot about him, but he's a weird dude.
Yeah.
And
there's a level of like weirdness for the sake of weirdness. Like if you ever see him on talk shows.
Yeah. Yeah. And so you just get the vibe that he just marches to a little different beat. And you get what you get. And there's some movies that I like, Back to the Future, they rein in Crispin Glover just fine. Hot Tub Time Machine, he knows how to do his job, but you get the vibe too that sometimes when you give him a little bit of room to breathe, you see more Crispin come in. And I think that's what we got here was just, you guys go put on some music and dance. And he's like, choreographer? Nah, just dance. Okay.
You're going to get what you asked for.
And so that's my third good is Crispin Glover's dance moves. What are your 3 goods?
My first good is quite simply that gross corner in the beginning of the movie got what was coming to him, chewing with his mouth open like that.
Yeah, he was a nasty chewer.
Gross chewer. Take that, corner. My second good is just and like the balance, it's not just about the rowdy teens. It's
No.
I like that enough attention was paid to the Jarvis family. We mentioned it before. They're a functioning, loving, sympathetic family unit. Easily, you can relate to them. They're identifiable, and it made this movie just different enough.
Agreed.
It wasn't just a final girl, running around here.
Before it gets, because the rest of the Friday movies try to differentiate themselves too, but they get crazy with it.
Yeah.
Like part 7 is basically Jason versus Carrie. Like you've got the final girl's got telekinesis powers. And part 5 and part 6 also feature Tommy Jarvis as a character. But like part 8 is, let's take Jason to Manhattan. Let's see what happens if we get him out of Crystal Lake. Part 9, he dies and it's just his soul. Part 10 is they take him to space. So this really, I agree with you. Like he's not Frankenstein yet.
Yeah.
He's just survived things kind of.
Yeah.
But I agree. Like this is the last, let's try something different without completely jumping the shark.
Yeah. I like the Jarvis family and the attention paid to them. And my third good, and people could easily frame this as a bad, but I choose good, is he's killing me. He's killing me. As Jason is literally killing Rob and screaming to Trish to run away. He's killing me. Run away.
Yeah. It's pretty cheesy.
It's cheesy. I think more people in horror movies should just announce their own deaths as it's happening. He's killing me via gunshot to the temple. He's killing me through poison. Like, I liked it. It was
asphyxiated.
It was way over the top.
Yeah, very much.
Arguably unnecessary, but I still think it sort of worked.
Jason was going to town on him too.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't one of these like I'm gonna stab you once. He was hacking at him.
Yeah, it wasn't machete through your face.
No, this was Jason was like, shut up.
Yeah.
Like I was gonna kill you with the first one, but then you started yelling, he's killing me, and now I'm just doing it out of spite. Like
now I'm gonna take my time.
Yeah.
So those are my 3 goods. Oz, what are your 2 bads?
As much as I do enjoy what they went with the Jarvis family, whatever. And I mentioned it kind of jokingly a couple times. So don't think about this. Like there was no purpose with the Jarvis family other than let's instill a family that loves each other. And they did. But other than that, it's like you give any ounce of thought, there were just way too many questions. The only insight we got was that the parents have split up.
Yeah.
Why are you here? Like just those things. It's like they still are. They're not a bunch of randy teens dropped in the woods. They're family dropped in the woods, but they're still just the equivalent of those randy teens.
Sure.
Of just with a different skin on. Of like you're still just there to get killed. Like
yeah.
And they were, but you did root for them a little bit more just because they were a family unit. And you're like, you shouldn't be going after those guys. So that's my first bad was just like they applied a fresh coat of paint, but it still was just, okay, I see what you did there. They're not just kids, they're a family, but there's still no story to what's going on.
Still gotta kill you because I'm Jason, and that's
like,
what I
do. Even if you would have painted it, I would have. The movie wouldn't have changed, but I think that bad would have went away if they would have just established that mom and the kids are also just in an escape vacation.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I don't need to know what you're escaping from, but just if I know that you're just here renting a cabin, like your father and I split up, I need to get away with the kids.
Mm-hmm.
I'm fine with that. I don't need to know what the family backstory was, but they established that this is where they live. Now I just have too many questions. And so that's that. My second bad, and this is one for this movie, but really all of them. Maskless Jason is always so goofy looking.
Yeah, agreed.
Like for such a hulking figure and an intimidating mask at everything that Jason stands for, I feel like every movie they unmask him at some point, and he's not. He loses all of that fear. He's not scary looking anymore. He's just latex.
Yeah, it's like Toxie from Toxie 2.
Yeah. It's just so that bothers me. I get why you're unmasking him, but I also don't, because you're only doing it to showcase the special effects of what you did with his face.
Yeah.
But they aren't. It's not scary. That hockey mask is what makes him scary. So
Yeah. Agreed.
that's my second bad. What do you got?
My two bads. My first one is just the movie just continues to reinforce that, women having sex is bad, and women, you're not really in charge of your own bodies, and
Right.
Jason
is.
Heaven help you if you fornicate, because that's a sin when the ladies do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just that whole stereotype.
I would like to see a Friday the 13th movie made where everyone's married. It's like a forest retreat for married couples, and Jason doesn't know what to do.
They're already sad.
Yeah, that's right. Whoa, whatever pain they're going through is far worse than anything I could subject them
Anything
to.
I could do.
They're all begging him, please kill me, put me out of my misery.
And they'll suffer more if I just leave them.
I don't know what to do.
Yeah, so that's my first bad. My second one is just right at the beginning. The police are banging up all this evidence without wearing rubber gloves or using personal protective equipment or anything, and they're just barehanded, just picking stuff up.
Especially the axe that they killed Jason with at the end of part 3. One EMT or cop or whatever is holding open a giant gallon-sized bag as the other one just picks it up barehanded.
Yeah,
puts it into said bag.
That's exactly it.
Well, we got to preserve the end of this, but who cares about the handle?
Yeah, I'm sure that's standard police procedure.
It wasn't 84.
Yeah, so that's my second bad. It's just gross incompetence.
Yeah.
What's your huh?
What does Mama Jarvis do for a living?
Yeah, I thought about that too.
Clearly, I mean, Trish is still a teen, even though she's clearly played by someone in her mid-20s. She's a teen. Tommy's a teen. Mom takes care of him. They have a nice cabin in the woods.
They do. Yeah, it's a nice place.
It's you can tell that this is a family that they financially take care of themselves.
Mm-hmm.
To be fair, the movie takes place over the course of a day, so it's not but it's just one of those things, like I mentioned, when you establish that this is where they live, I have questions now. And one of them is, well, what does she do for a living? Where do the kids go to school?
Mm-hmm.
How far away are you from the barn murders that just happened last night?
Yeah.
Or the night before, if Jason is returning to the area, how did you not know about all of the massacre that just
you didn't
happened?
See or hear that helicopter hovering over last night?
Yeah, all of this stuff, part 2 and part 3 were back-to-back days.
Mm-hmm.
All of this has happened within 48 hours of where you stand right now.
Yeah,
and you're you guys just go for a walk in the woods. I know 18 people have been murdered here in the last 48 hours. But they're all dead. Who's going to get you? Just go ahead. So yeah, but I'm going to stick with what does she do for a living?
Yeah, I like that.
What do you got?
I'm going to throw a couple quick backup out there. My first one is, was the name Rob Deere inspired by 1980s Brewers slugger Rob Deere? Last name Deer.
It had to have been. They changed it to protectity.
His anonymity.
Yeah.
Yeah. Another possible one, and we've talked about stuff like this before too. How long did it take Jason to arrange the bodies at the end?
Oh, I love that in all of these films where when you're walking through and they're almost like you hit a tripwire, so they just drop down in front of you, and they're all timed so perfectly.
He's a great engineer, that Jason.
Well, he's had a lot of time to study.
He has. My real though, goes back to something you mentioned earlier, and it happens pretty early in the film, with the hitchhiker. Oh. Jason stabs the hitchhiker in the neck as she's eating a banana, and she has like a kung fu grip, and she just squeezes the banana as she's dying, and it just mushes out the top. So my and bear with me here,
Okay.
you're a trained English teacher.
Mm-hmm.
Why isn't she's really squeezing the banana an idiom for something? Like that should be in the American lexicon.
I agree. I could get behind that. This movie made $33 million on a $2 million budget, which means a lot of people saw it.
Yeah. They really squeezed the banana.
So they have an opportunity here. Yeah. To really squeeze the banana. I would have been really impressed if, as Jason pierces through her throat, if just a little bit of banana goo was on the end of that as it come out of her throat instead of just blood.
He just grabs the banana and stabs her with it.
Yeah. I wouldn't put it past Savini to have added that little touch of just boom. But no, that's a good point. She really squeezed the banana on that one.
Yep. I think we need to make that a thing.
I agree. Really, I can get behind that.
Yeah, it's like you get Munson out in the middle of nowhere. Really squeeze the banana.
I like it. Yeah. I like it.
That wraps up Friday the 13th, the final chapter, and the first half of Gosh Barnett month.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We're off to a rollicking start.
Yeah, we're going to pivot to a movie next week that you're going to take, and I've not seen, never seen this movie.
Oh, it's good. Much different movie, and it's only it's 1985, so it's only a year after.
Yeah, I just scrolled through the cast, and I noticed nobody plays Jason. So, yeah. So this must be an entirely different barn.
It is a different barn, and we see a barn get raised in this movie. Oz.
Ooh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Maybe this is the same barn, but just before.
Maybe it is. I'd like to think they're set in the same universe.
Yeah. So like how sometimes they'll be like that. I don't remember the name of it, that big bear that was like friendly and they used in all the films and TV shows in the 70s, early 80s. That I'd like to think Hollywood has a barn.
There's just one barn they use for it. They just slightly redress it.
It's just so cinematically perfect. Like that's our barn.
That's the barn. Yeah, so next week we move forward a year to 1985, and we are going to cover one of Patreon subscriber Colleen K's favorite movies, 1985's Peter Weir directed Witness.
Yeah.
Much different genre than what we just dealt with.
Yeah, first time watch for me. Just to go a little bit on my Criterion review, not too long ago, I watched Peter Weir's Picnic at Hanging Rock, which is a very good movie, very slow. It's a slow movie, but I'm hoping this one is a little faster paced than that one.
Yeah.
See, this is a neo-noir crime thriller.
Yeah.
So
I was reading in the trivia that I guess the script for this movie is commonly used as examples for how to write a script.
Awesome. Yeah. I know 12 Angry Men was that way too. And I can't say that I read a lot of scripts, but I feel like I've watched enough movies that I could tell when it's a good script.
Yeah.
And I'm excited for that. Knowing that, I'm excited.
Yeah, so. Yeah, it's a good story. It's a very compelling story. It's it's a genre that you and I typically don't visit too often, but this is one of those movies that again, another Colleen K movie that I watched with several times as a youth and left an impression on me. And
it's probably not Lucas Haas that's all muscular and oiled up in this one.
It's not. There is, it's
Kelly McGinnis.
it's Kelly McGinnis. Well, I mean, we get young Viggo Mortensen.
Yeah, I saw that here.
Yeah, we get what's his name? Alexander Goodenough. Who was in Die Hard, famously in Die Hard.
Gotcha. And Danny Glover.
Patty Lupone is in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so there's a lot of good actors in here.
Yeah. I like Patty Lupone.
Yeah, she's fun. All right, well, yeah, I look forward to talking about Witness with you.
Yeah, I look forward to watching Witness. I'm excited for that. So, social media-wise, Facebook and Instagram. Kind of drew a blank there for a second. Facebook and Instagram. Again, check out the website, letstalkaboutflix.com. My goal is to get better at it this summer, but it's just not the time right now.
No.
It's graduation in a week, and it's like, It's all right. So we'll get there. But for another episode of Let's Talk About Flicks, I'm Oz.
I'm Curtis.
And we'll be back next week for another episode of Gosh Barnett Month with Witness.